One of the nicest features I found, and I've enjoyed the most on the latte maker, is the same thing I enjoy on the frappe maker. I can make my own selections and make my latte the way that I like it. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the Torani sugar-free chocolate, the Javalia chocolate raspberry, and the 1% milk. Other than water, those are the only ingredients that I will be including. And as you can tell, it will be a very low-carb drink for those of us who are diabetic. First of all, if you'll notice, the coffee maker has a plug here, and you actually plug the bottom into it. At that point, you are powering the heating element. So there are two things that you can have here. You can either have the Café Latte, or you can have the heat and froth. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in now. See, it sits snugly on there. But we need to add the ingredients first, so we'll be taking it back off. There are two settings that you can use for this. I'm actually today only going to make a 12-ounce latte. So we'll go ahead and we'll put in 3 scoops of this wonderful coffee that I always use. 4 ounces of the water. And close the lid. You'll notice on the side one of my favorite features, which is the measuring part, so that you can pour directly from the milk into the pot and measure out your milk without using something else. With the recipe that I'm using, we're going to just add a tablespoon of the Torani. We now close the lid, which locks into place, and place this directly on, again, using the thing. Make sure it's set to Café Latte so that the water will go through, and push it down. Immediately it begins frothing the milk while the coffee itself is brewing. Notice that the Torani actually adds more froth to the milk than it does if you're using sugar or if you're using regular chocolate. So I do want to point that out. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy using the Torani sugar-free, is because of the extra oomph it gives to the latte, but also because I'm diabetic and can't have the sugar. And so this is a very sane way for me to get what I want and what I need at the same time. Already you can see it beginning to separate there at the bottom, the coffee and the foam. While it's doing it, I'll point out that these use the smaller coffee filters. However, since I'm doing this at work, I actually grabbed one of the larger ones and was able to mold it in quite easily. So you can use either one. I also want to mention that it comes with 5 of the filters so that you can start using it before you go to the store if you don't have any at home. You can hear it brewing now, the coffee. And notice that the foam and the coffee are rising up. It will automatically stop when the process is done. In fact, if you're doing the heat and froth, which is what you actually do when you're doing the hot chocolate, it never does do the brewing part. It actually just heats and froths your hot chocolate. I've done it several times. We recently had a snowstorm, and it was absolutely marvelous. I threw in a few marshmallows for fun, but didn't really have to. The foam was sweet and tasty from the coffee, much like having a dollop of whipped cream on top of my hot chocolate. So that was an awesome addition. Again, using sugar-free chocolate in that case and the 1% milk. It's continuing to froth. We're going to watch this whole cycle through, and you get to listen to me while we do, just so you can see how long it takes and what it turns out as. There it is. It stopped automatically. The light went out, and you have your foam and your cafe. It would be a lot darker if I had used regular chocolate instead of the Torani. The Torani turns out lighter, but this is definitely a very chocolatey drink. And now I have my favorite cup. Really, I'm fine. You lift up the pot and pour it into the cup with the foam.